missing lemons.
You look very Amy Winehouse.
Feel very Amy Winehouse. Today, you'll notice, all of you folks.
All 9 of you.
Oh, no, I think there's 24 now or something. My energy
Whoa.
is substantially less than normal because in the time since we last talked to today, so many things have happened. We have packed up our entire house, which is like 13 years of everything gone in, boxes. We've had people, and I'm not saying anything wrong with it, but we've had stagers come in, realtors come in, and it's their job to tell us basically this looks like shit, or this isn't cool, or this isn't nice, but it's hard. You can't really see, but maybe I can. How does this work? Oh, that's just me. You see that wall over there?
I love the red wall.
So that's Nathan painted that. It's called Flirt Alert is the name of the color. And the first thing the stager and the realtor said is paint over it. And Nathan, who is not an emotional guy, like I can count on this hand how many times he's cried. One, when Johnny Drama got his own show on Entourage.
Thank you, God. Victory!
2, when Lacey died. 3, when his dad died. 4, when my mom died. And 5, I'm just going to have in case. But those are it. Tear rolled down his cheek for this Flirt Alert.
I love that Johnny Drama was first.
Yeah, first. He felt that covering this wall was just so much covering who he is and who this house has been to us. So it's bringing up a lot of feelings. There's no turning back at this point. We are packed up. We have a stager coming. We're painting. We're definitely not living here. The woman, we should have her on, Natalie from the self-storage unit, says it's like the best part of her day when I come in because she watches me on the closed circuit cameras struggling with the dollies and going to the wrong unit. And I got stuck in the elevator the other day and said it's
Thanks, Natalie.
Hi, Natalie. No, she's like, said it's the best. She's like, been helping me with all the boxes and everything. I'm like, is this part of the service? She's like, no, but it's so hard to watch you just like, So like fundamentally, that's not the right word. Logically and on paper, the right move for us right now in this stage of life is to get out of the city, have some more room. We're all stuck at home. It's the way that life is doesn't exist the way it did before. That wasn't said eloquently, but it's not going to be like the way it was like 9 to 5 in the office. So knowing that, do we bet on ourselves and say, we don't need to be in downtown Toronto. The things that made downtown everything to us aren't as important anymore. But the problem and the hiccup and the censure is if we leave, we're not going to be able to buy back into Toronto.
Yep. I know that firsthand.
So there is an option to keep our place as a rental, but that's, again, house poor. And what if the renters don't pay? What if COVID happens again? Like there's so many snakes and ladders, and all of this is, if there's an Instagram filter that goes over all of this, there's still the filter of unemployed, hire Susie. Like that is still there. So we can't change. Once you fundamentally decide it's time to move, there's no turning back. We know now that Nathan will be home. We know that Hudson is inside all the time. So it's best for our family and a lot of family, like 3 neighbors are doing the same thing, to get a place that's got more outdoor space.
A yard, a pool.
Yeah, but do we, obviously in a perfect world, we could have kept this place as a rental, but I don't have a job and that's constantly weighing on me. It's hard because if I was like somebody who worked at the same company for like 15, 20 years, I would not be like, I know for sure I'll have a job again, but it's so hard to know. It's like a big emoji. And everything we've figured out to date is based on Nathan making money and me not making money. So we are being very conservative, which is new for us, but it's a lot to take in at once, but it's also really exciting. And it's also like a big wake up call. Like ran into this guy in the driveway today and I was packing the car full of boxes and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, we're moving. He's like, take care, and walks away. I'm like, oh, I budgeted 5 to 7 minutes to talk about this. I thought for sure you're going to like try to make me stay. the point is nobody cares. When you decided to go to Golden, which I know I was there when the offer came in, you did what was best for your family. But it's hard when you're used to, you think it all matters so much. You think what everybody else wants and needs matters, but it doesn't. So it's been like, it's happening. Like, what's happening? We're moving. Susie's going to the suburbs.
What's happening?
I assume it's going to be called Lettuce and
Susie in the Suburbs. That's our next YouTube channel.
Yeah. Oh, we'll do like a 1 or 2 seasons.
To Cal and back, Susie in the Suburbs.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't wait to see how many people I alienate and offend and terrify. I've already called the F45 and let them know I've arrived. Nathan's like, you don't even know where your kid's going to school. I'm like, I need to take care of me. Like Heidi Klum and Seal always say, they didn't last, but you know the point. Take care of yourself first.
Yes.
Like that's where I'm at with everything.
But Susie, you're doing all the right things. Like, I'm sure you're going to insert that clip here somewhere when you called me and I was camping, and then it was like devastating to see that. But you're doing all the right things. Like, you are putting yourself out there. You're not like, you're taking stock, reevaluating. This is your time to work on Susie, to think, and to, yes, what you just said, put Susie first. Susie's number one in my book.
I know. Okay. So now I'm getting emotional. So the video that Kelly's talking about, people who know me, and I wish I could hug you.
I know. I wish I could hug you so much.
People who know me know that I'm always like, I'm fine, it's fine. Even with like
deep breaths.
Even with like the hiresusie.com, I've approached it all with a very comical lens. But there was a day last week where I had enough, and it was such a hard day. And I recorded it because Kelly was camping. I didn't record it because Kelly was camping. Kelly was camping. Because of that, I couldn't get hold of her, and I needed to record it so she knew where I was at, because normally when we talk, it's very jovial and bantery. And I wanted to be honest with her as to how I was feeling. So we're going to play it.
So Kelly and I are going to film a YouTube video soon for Lettuce and Lemons, all about the one about the breakthrough, which is all about figuring out my next move career-wise and moving forward. But I did want to capture this moment, just to be honest and real with you guys about how I'm feeling. And you hear all these positive things about you, and you're funny, you're great, you're beautiful, all those fun things. And I hear those things, but the things I hear even louder are all these people who seem to have an opinion on me. You know, you're too energetic, you're too outgoing, you're too frenetic, you're too this, you're too that. Everybody seems to want a version of me, but nobody career-wise seems to want me as is, which I talk about a lot. And it's really hard to try to alter yourself for somebody or for a company, and I'm sick of it. It's wrong. These are the words I hear when I go to bed, that I'm too much, that I'm lack the X factor. Those are crazy, cruel things to go to bed thinking. So I wanted to record this so that I remember how it feels to not be enough or not be the right person. Because I don't want to ever put myself in this position again.
And like, I get it, all you people watching us. I don't have a tough life, and I'm not saying I do. I am very fortunate in so many ways, but
that doesn't discount your feelings or your emotion.
So what the main problem is, or what the issue is, or if you're leaving a bathroom at the airport and it says, are you satisfied with the service? And there's like the smiley faces. The sad smiley face thing is really all to do with the career and knowing where I fit in. If it was family and friends and dog and cat, green smile, like, trust me, I don't think my life is horrible. But it's hard when you know people are sitting in a boardroom, or I guess in this case, a Zoom meeting, and your name comes up and nobody, in my mind, they're sitting in like this medieval times sort of room when everyone has thrones and the big glasses that are like goblets, and they're like, and there's like a roll, like what do we think about Susie Adelson? And they're like, off with her head. And in my head, that's how it happened. I know that's not what happened, and I get that, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and again, expecting different results. The reality is I do not have a black and white career path. I have chosen to take risks when I thought it made sense. The constant between all of my jobs is experiential, branding, and storytelling. Have I stayed in toy the whole time? No. Have I stayed in CPG the whole time? No. But companies, unfortunately, don't always see that as value. And I am exhausted trying to tell them why it counts. It's exhausting to have to do that. If you don't get, as a company, that I can sell you cannabis and I can also sell you toys, not at the same time, you're selling a product, you're selling a brand. I don't want to defend the choices I've made. I'd rather be within a team that gets it and celebrates who I am, all that I am, all that I bring to the table. Yeah, I'm not your traditional marketer, but I'm a marketer who knows how to bring in money. I'm not your traditional salesperson because I also know the ideas that can drive incremental revenue. So what I decide.
Susie, you look at every situation so uniquely. Like, the fact that people don't just pick up on that immediately boggles my mind. Because that was the one thing when we worked together that was so refreshing. It was like, even when we would be like, think we have an idea down pat and this is the way we're going, you had this creativity to add on to it or to look at the situation with fresh eyes.
Yeah. Like refreshing, like a cold glass of lemonade.
Or a crisp lettucey salad. But your perspective is so unique. Like, I remember in that, like listening to your voice video, and being like, why, like, don't change, Susie. Do not change for anybody. You are you. That's what makes you so special and unique.
And I'm with you. But the reason I recorded it is because I know that when I talk to you normally, I'm like, I get it. But I really needed to be honest with you, because we typically don't have a conversation like that. Not that we don't have a deep relationship, but normally we're just having fun. But I think for me, what I need to do and what I've decided to do, it's like LinkedIn is like my porn. Like, I have to stop going or go all the time. I don't know. No judgment. Do your thing. But
yeah,
I
don't go at all, rarely.
LinkedIn or porn?
LinkedIn.
Huh. I plead the fifth. Jeffrey Epstein. I plead the fifth. Everything. I plead the fifth. I think for me, what I need to do, and I'm saying it out loud, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but I am going to double down on the consulting. I've got a couple clients already, and the ones that I am working with, you know them, and you know that these are people that are Susie fans. They are people that advocated for me and people that reached out to me and said, I'm in on you. So yeah. Is it going to be a initial like cha-ching? Am I going to get like dollar bills, y'all? No, but I'm betting on myself, and it gives me an opportunity to flex those different muscles and do a little bit of everything and stop having to defend it, because it is exhausting. It is so exhausting. And then also we're in the middle of maybe moving to Burlington, which I have to get better at saying that word out loud without looking sick, because I don't think the neighbors are going to like it when I'm like, how do you like living in Burlington? Like, I have to start saying it normally. Or, hey, you cool if I call this New Oakville? No, it's Burlington, ma'am. Fuck. So, working on it. But the point is, this is a good time to try this, right? Like, I'm not going and leasing office space and getting a new sign and buying a Rolodex or whatever. I'm literally just saying I'm going to give it a shot. Worst case scenario, I get a normal job. But the last round of like stuff with interviewing, I think it was that, it was COVID, it was the move, it was everything all at once. It felt like I couldn't get a breath in. And I get that I'm a lot. I get that I have a big personality. I am the first to acknowledge that. And I also know the things I need to work on. It's not like I tell you, Kelly, I'm perfect. I think I have just the right amount of energy. I think that I'm so well rounded. And Nobody would say that I need smoothing around the edges. No, I'm so hyper aware of the things I need to work on, and I'm working on them. So it's weird to me that in a field of human resources, the thing that I find, and this is not against everybody in the field, is that humanity, is that letting you know where you stand. And every job I've interviewed for, every person I've talked to, I always say, regardless what happens with this job and with you and me, I want to wish you the best. And I know these are difficult times. Like, that costs no money. It takes no time. But for whatever reason, there's this power trip in the working world. And I'm done playing the game. It's not fun. It's like this is no shade, but it's like when you're not matched on the teeter-totter and you're very different weights. It's not fun for either person. So I'll just, it doesn't mean, like, I'm just going to double down on me career-wise and double down on me, the family, by saying we are enough to have fun outside of Toronto in Burlington.
As with everything in 2020, this episode and our timing didn't go exactly as planned. So, lucky you get a bonus episode. We've separated this episode into 2 parts. The one before the pep talk and the one about the pep